Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever time of day it may be for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Laidback Gamer, and if this sounds like there's a bit of an echo to this, that's because I forgot I had my microphone turned off. So, here we are in... Well, I decided I'm gonna... Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna skip to sort of the ending result of the first game here. That I decided just to rage quit after we saw the Withered Hand Cultist. We got, in this game, I tried my best. I made a couple of misplays. First off, Mage's Trick, shouldn't have done that. Should have just played Queen Berizaya off the gate. Then afterwards, we should have followed it up with Divine Fervor. That would have been able to... At that point, I would have had the ability to kill off the Reach Cliffman. Actually, I can't. I was about to hover over the card so I could check the name, but I can't do that. Not here. Cliffside Lookout. That's what I wanted, not Reachside Cliffman. I don't know why I thought that. And from there, I kind of spiraled out of control. I lost. Didn't get any of my hard removal that game. So then we get to here, to this game. In this game, I am going to show the full length of. Taskbar, go away. Go away. Oops. Oh dear. Okay. Technical difficulties. Okay. Full screen. There we go. Okay. Just hide that. Hide. Will you hide now, please? There we go. Okay.
I'll whip them into shape.
So, during this game, and I do want to get this part in here, and you might only see through the game, but I don't know, it was kind of poetic.
You can't defeat me.
I said, excuse me. I was going on about my day, and I thought to myself, and as I was going on in this little speech / rant, if you will, I kind of realized something as I went throughout the day. So it started yesterday, actually, when I was picking weeds from our front yard. A lot of dandelions, a couple of thistles, that sort of stuff. You don't want to see that on your lawn. And yesterday, I had done a really good job. Pardon me a second, I'm just going to get a drink. My throat is a little dry. No, this is where I use my first etiquette. By the way, I also was exclaiming that I was really happy that I was drawing my hard removals. I said, finally! Finally! I was drawing them. Because the past 4 games, didn't draw any. Didn't draw anything off of Prophecy, hard removal. Had a couple times where I had all my late game cards at the early. Actually, very similar to here. I have 2 of my late game cards at the early. And you just said, like, I'm happy, because I just drew cast at a time. And of course, I still try to do that trick there. By the way, Season Captain, still a pretty cool card. I think he should have played that last turn to get any of his items in his hand. I actually don't remember if he had an item. I was pretty excited when I saw that. Hey, excuse me. I just banished all of his captains, so I don't have to worry about the rally effect. Anyways, back to my story. I was picking weeds yesterday, and I thought, hey, I'd done a really good job. I managed to get all of my backyard weeded. It didn't take that long. Backyard took me 20 minutes, and I spent about almost 2 hours on a portion of our front lawn. There was a lot of weeds. We hadn't weeded in a while. And so I said, you know what? About 2.5 hours of work, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. By the way, still haven't removed Bishop of the Hour. Probably should get on top of that. But I was really happy with the progress that I had made yesterday with weeding. Actually, yes, it's still yesterday as of this time. It's only 11 o'clock at night, which means, yes, it's still yesterday. I was really happy with the progress I'd made. So I go inside, play some games, uploaded one of the old an old civilization that I had, and then went to bed. Didn't actually fall asleep until late in the night. I couldn't sleep for whatever reason. And so I was tired this morning. Pretty tired. Woke up at 6:45 because I wanted to get some stuff done, and I knew it'd take me a bit to wake up and get out of bed once I, got out of once my sleep broke. Wake up this morning and I look outside, and it looked like for every weed that I had picked yesterday, well, actually for every 2 weeds that I picked yesterday, another one came back, and I filled up a brown bag to the point where carrying it, I could still carry it, but in the back of my mind, I'm going, okay, if it might break. So, just by that context, I picked a lot of weeds. And I go to get a new brown bag. I go to get another yard waste bag. And I'm looking at the backyard, and the backyard, with the exception of 1 or 2 weeds, was picked clean. I picked everything there. And lo and behold, I see I see more weeds back there than I had picked from back there. So I'm going, are you kidding me? And I felt pretty demoralized. It's like when you put in a lot of work, say at a job, you do a lot of hard work, you're very proud of it, you submit it, people are going, you know what, you did a pretty good job on this. Next day hits, and it's like, turns out you didn't have to do this for whatever reason. So you just wasted all of that time. Just wasted all that time for nothing. And yeah, that's exactly how I felt. So I go back outside plucking weeds, and I'm tired, I'm not happy, I'm hungry because I said, today I'm going to have Subway, and it was about 10 o'clock when I was up and doing stuff. So I knew that I missed breakfast, not to worry, I'm just going to eat a Subway right at noon, and my stomach will be set for the because a sub and a couple cookies that fills me up until dinner time, and then dinner time, I have something there and call it night. So I take my dog out for a long stroll around the block. Well, actually, hold on. Before that point, I was picking the weeds, and a lot of them they just weren't coming out. Okay. I'd have to do 2 or 3 times before I got it out, and even then, some of them just kept burying deeper and deeper in the ground. So I'm getting more and more frustrated at that, and eventually I reach the point where I go, okay, I gotta stop, because otherwise I'm gonna break something. Like it's not smoke seething out off of somebody. I wasn't that mad. But I knew that if I continued, I was going to get to that point. Awaiting your command. And I gotta hurry up with the story. So, go get Subway, come back home, and I'm playing a new game. And it's called Block Fortress Empires, and it's kind of like, if you've ever heard of Block Fortress meets Clash of Clans. And I was getting really frustrated because I kept getting paired up against other people's bases that I couldn't take on, very similar to the past 4 games of this, where I couldn't hit, where I was getting, I was getting outplayed. I wasn't getting, nothing was going right, and I was just fuming at that. And it didn't help that it didn't help that I just came outside from picking weeds. So then I started playing Rimworld, and that starts to happen there too. I get a bunch of unlucky events. I said, you know what, I'm just going to start a new file, and I'm still getting more unlucky events, but I look at it and go, you know what, I'm going to push through this. And eventually, things started going in my favor again. And basically, I was in a cold snap toxic fallout. So it's freezing outside, and I can't grow anything. I can't even send colonists outside because between hypothermia and toxic buildup, they're gonna die. I managed to push through that. Took about an hour's worth of playing, and I managed to push through it. And I remember just being so incredibly happy, and it reminded me a lot about the weeding. And as I was playing this game, it dawned on me that it was very similar to trying to find another job. Like, it sucks when all my friends, they have full-time jobs, and I'm just stuck with a part-time job, and I can't get another part-time job. And that was demoralizing when nobody would call back, nobody would email saying, "Hey, you're hired," or "Hey, or you can come in for an interview," or maybe at the very least. And I know companies don't do this, but we considered you, and you're not going to be called in for an interview. I just wanted something from them. Anyways, I related that to everything that was happening in that while playing this game. And I went back outside with a plan on how to pick weeds. And yeah, I'd start from the side that had the fewest and work my way to the side that had the most, so that way I could see the progress happening, and that I felt like all my work wasn't for naught. And as I was picking the weeds, I could see the progress. Whereas when I started in the dense cluster, I had only got a small area of it completely picked. But I started in the area that had fewer weeds. It slowly picked my way to there, and next thing I knew, I went from seeing just a small area that had no weeds in it to almost the entire front lawn just weed free. And it was a very satisfying feeling. And it made me realize that no matter what, I had to go back to the same philosophy that I've had, that just to keep pushing through. Like, so what? I haven't gotten a job yet, or a job request yet of something different, because I have gotten from one of my old jobs. I know this might sound a bit hypocritical, but I'd wanted to try something new. I wanted some new experience. And in my mind, I'm going, okay, it doesn't matter if I don't get one today or tomorrow. I am going. It might not even be for the rest of this month, but I am going to get that new. I'm going to get that part-time job, or maybe that full-time job to get me through the rest of the summer. And when it came to weeding, I told myself I'm going to get that front lawn done, or for the most part, I will get it mostly done. And then I equivalated to this game. I said, it's not going to be tomorrow, might not even be this month, might not it be while I'm recording for YouTube, for YouTube. I will get to the legend rank. And all it took me was really just a couple things to go my way, and to keep believing that I have a chance.
This should help you.
That eventually things will line up. Just like it did in this game. And I kept telling myself that hey, this is going to line up and work. It's going to work eventually. I will get that second job. I am going to be. I will be able to beat those tough bases in my other game. I will get to legend rank. And it kind of took that. Oddly enough, it took a video. Like, some people might find it odd, but it took a video game to teach me that, hey, don't give up. Eventually, it's gonna go your way. So, yeah, that's really all I got to say. So, I'm just gonna end it just like that. I don't think well, aside from hit that like button, subscribe, go watch other stuff, go watch my other stuff, and we'll see what happens next time on Legend. Till then, take it easy, and don't ever give up.